Hey, it's Flango. Um, you know, everyone's talking about bad cards. So let's do some talking and analysis of the bad cards. Yeah, let's just get started. So first one is Paladin. I mean, Paladin's one niche is that, and sorry, I know, for some reason, always takes me years to load all the cards. um, so yeah, Paladin, it does have a niche. Its niche is that it is the best mage for taking False Lightning. Or best zero cost mage for taking False Lightning. Let me explain. It has 10 HP, and that's pretty good for a mage, to be honest. Uh, if we just search mage, I think we get all the cards that say damage too, so it's not very good. Um, can we do type mage? Type. Apparently not. Sorry. Okay, whatever. We're gonna search mage then. And then we'll order by type. Okay. And then we'll get all the mages in here. So it has the same amount of health as Flame Lord, but it's free. It has, admittedly, Illusionist with False Lightning is pretty cool, but I guess it still only has 2 health, so. Um, yeah, these all have less. Geomancer has more, but it costs. So yeah, it is the free mage that has the highest health. That's its one niche. Attack 2 just sucks. I think it even used to be 4. I feel like it got nerfed. Heal 3, again, just sucks. Already people don't play Miracle Mage, which is heal 5. So, yeah. Paladin could use, honestly, I've talked about this before, and this is part of this video is going to be me suggesting what you could do. I think Paladin should just be another defense card, but like something that's like, like riding a knight and like you'd expect him to have like 40, 50 health and solid attack, like somewhere between like 10 to 40. Maybe not 40, but solid attack, like 10, 20, maybe, yeah, no, 10 to 20. And, you know, he would have an okay movement type, pretty good, like maybe like straight line 3 or something. Or he could move like a knight because he rides a horse, but I think that would be annoying. And then have him like cost a lot, because that's what mages are missing. Mages are missing like a high health, high cost card. And I feel like you could do a paladin that has health and stuff. He could even be like a free paladin, but as long as he like, he's more tanky, or she. It could still be a she. Um, so yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on paladin. Crystal, I'm a little bit surprised to see Crystal in the bottom tier. I agree. I wouldn't play it. I don't think it needs changing. It spawns crystals. People just need to get better at the crystal archetype. Arguably, the crystal archetype is pretty weak right now. I mean, you can run Zera, but I've made a crystal deck. I actually didn't dislike it. I wouldn't run it as like a main deck, but it was not bad. And it was, in case you missed it, it was all about healing and trying to do a lot of damage and not worry so much about how much health you have because everything's going to be crystal. And I think crystal is underrated. I don't think it needs a buff. I just think people need to work with it more, and I've already done that, right? I've made a crystal deck. I guess as part of the video, I can show you guys. Crystal, 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 edit. I'm sure this isn't the optimal crystal deck. That's the other thing, people haven't been working with crystal very often. But, okay, we'll sort by cost. Zera as king. Red Reaper is so good in crystal because his effective health is so much higher. Zero cost cards don't kill him in one turn. Nightmare Okay, Nightmare's actually really good in Crystal because it makes him not do as much damage. He should do 20 damage. Yeah, 20 attack. And it makes him just consume mana each turn, right? It's super, super useful. And that means that your opponent can't play high attack cards. And guess what you need on Crystal terrain? High attack cards. So yeah, Crystal should run Nightmare. It's amazing. Raiden I ran because it's pretty high attack. 13 on Crystal is pretty good. Kazuya I ran because Tornado can push people off of Crystal. It can also just like it doesn't remove your Crystal, and I think that every deck should run Geomancer. Kazuya is just Geomancer that doesn't ruin your Crystal. Wraithblade for Crystal, Crystal for Crystal, well, Wraithblade for, that's +6 attack. Could be a lot on Crystal. Well, it's important on Crystal, I should say. Mana Storm, it's just strong. That one could be worked with. Ephemeral Garden, it's to get mana. Anyways, so yeah, that's my opinion on Crystal. I think it shouldn't be buffed. I don't think it should be F tier at all. Okay, we're gonna talk about Eye. All-Seeing Eye is a cool card, but I've already talked about how this card should be buffed. Make it have a detrimental effect to your opponent. So like you see their hand, they can't like pick a card and they can't play it for the next 2 turns, or just remove it from their hand, or say that they discard any duplicates in their hand, or say that you play this card, you see their hand, and for every spell they have, do 10 damage to something of your choice, right? There's things that you can do here. I think All-Seeing Eye is awesome card design. It's just lacking in power. Autumn. Okay. Yeah. There's this card just needs plants. Like I don't think that you should buff this card specifically. Again, I think it's just plants are not great right now. But again, like I honestly don't think plant decks are that hard to make work. Okay? Here's some plants that would be awesome to go on bottom sprite. Hey look, this card's a plant. This card is the best plant. Just get mana, play this card, win the game. Sure, we'll run Zera, because he's a good card. Queen of Thorns, probably not even worth playing, to be honest. Maybe though. Wait, when you play a card it can attack, right? Am I crazy? No, I'm not. Okay, maybe we run Queen of Thorns. Okay, never mind. It has an attack of 2. We don't run it. Obviously, run Autumn Sprite. Great Monarch. I mean, you're just gonna have dueling Bog Dweller King. Sure, we can run Maneater. And might as well run Bloom and Ephemeral Garden. Whatever. I mean, I overstocked this, and we would get rid of Maneater and probably Bloom, to be honest. Bog Dweller all the way. Actually, we could keep Bloom. Get rid of this card. I don't know why I have that card in the deck. Ephemeral Garden, give me some more mana, and Bloom. Yeah, I I'd have to work a little bit with like the way that this deck works, and there'd be some things to work on. I'm sorry, I'm not super like there's some tweaking to do, right? Like you might need more mana, you might not need as many autumn sprites to be honest. You might only need 2. Um, but I think that this deck isn't that bad. Like you're not gonna win any tournaments. You may or may not take games off of people though. I'm just thinking about which one I want here. Probably just Soul Stealer. So yeah, I think this deck is playable, and I think that's too many blooms as well. So maybe I'd just max out the Soul Stealers. Maybe I'd get a Geomancer in there, or get a Swamp in there, because Swamp is super important on this deck. But yeah, I think that this deck is playable levels. Like I don't think this is F tier at all. So yeah, this card just needs better plants, man. Just give us one more plant. One more 30 health, 20 cost, not shitty plant. Okay? Okay. Nice talk. Okay. Um, what else is here? Crystal Avatar. Okay, this card, I mean, I don't, this is a token. I don't see why this card needs any buffing. It gets spawned by this card. It already, like, 6/7 isn't that bad. Like, yeah, it dies in one turn to a lot of things, but you can craft your deck so that you run this card and kill a Crystal Avatar. That's 20 mana in one turn on a mage deck. Like, okay, we're doing this again. Avatar. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, no, we don't want. We just want him as king. King him. Cool. We can even run exchange. Cool. Mana. Now we just run high cost cards and win the game. What costs a lot? Hey, look, Cosmos Dragon costs a lot. And I'd rather just run Shenlong. Actually, this is a great deck to run Shenlong because we have Barrier, and actually we're gonna run another Barrier. And then we're actually gonna run Explosion in this deck. And then we're gonna run. And we'll just kill them with Chimera. But you know, you would run Geomancer in this deck maybe, or whatever high cost card you want. It doesn't have to be Chimera. And ta-da! You've got a deck, man. Like, okay, that's a lot of top end. Might just do that. And I don't know, run something, some more Geomancers. Okay, you've got a deck. This deck might even be good. Like, Avatar is a token card. You're not gonna run it on its own, but like that's not the point of it. It's just a card that you could run on your own if you wanted to, but you don't have to. Like Legends of Runeterra does this too. It's just nice that you can just put the tokens in your deck and that they're actual cards, even if they're not cards you'll run. I feel like there's so many other zero cost cards that would like that are just vanilla and would rather have a buff, like Queen of Thorns. Queen of Thorns is not on the list. I think Queen of Thorns has uses, but could really use a buff. Same thing with Giant Hornet, right? Nobody ever in their right mind plays this as a card, but it doesn't need a buff. It's a token. That's okay. Okay? So, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little, maybe, I don't know, what's the word? I might come across as angry. I'm not angry. There's no sense in this. Crystal Avatar is not an F card. Crystal Avatar is flat out better than Giant Hornet. Oh, actually, Hornet's on the list. Okay, Hornet is a token, but it's a token that is not viable. I mean, like, it's viable, but it's not as good as Crystal Avatar at all, right? So, I can actually maybe say Hornet would be okay with a buff. Let's speed through this. Luminary. Eh. I'm actually okay with Luminary. It could use maybe like a little more attack, but it's got diagonal. If it has too much attack, it can just kill mana cards and from a range, and it already does that to an extent. But yeah, you're probably right. Luminary could use something. Maybe it just needs 9 attack, to be honest. Diagonal 9 attack, pretty easy to avoid. But also not, I don't know. I think I know it doesn't get run, but it's really good. I think like if you were to run Astral, Luminary is good. It's just that Astral is only okay. And maybe I'll throw together an Astral deck after this because, to be honest, there's some things you could do here. Okay, last two in the F tier, and then I'm gonna shut up and go do my life. Tidal Wave, no. I think it needs to do like 15, like every other terrain attack. I understand that it doesn't hit your own units, but eh. But also, I think it's a fine card. Like, this doesn't look F tier to me. Sure, you don't run it in Aqua. The reason you don't run it in Aqua is because nobody's making swarms on top of your Aqua. But, like, and also Shock Leviathan. Hmm. But Shock Leviathan hits your own cards, right? So, it's hard to say. And then, discard. Yeah, again, I think discard could be buffed by graveyard cards, but yeah, overall it just gets outclassed by Burial. It should be in the F tier. I agree. But overall, I think there are some other cards that are in the F tier that don't need to be in the F tier. I can't think of any card that isn't in it that should be. But yeah, overall, let's just say that's my take on how cards could be buffed or changed. And that's my take on what cards actually need it. I also think Flash might need a little something something, but whatever. That's been discussed. So anyways, that's been my video, my take. Thanks for watching.